The story often told about Tom Cruise is not just biography, it is mythology shaped by repetition, media framing, and audience fascination with transformation. In many retellings, he becomes a figure who rises from suffering, reshapes himself through sheer willpower, and ultimately dominates Hollywood as both performer and producer. Born in Syracuse, New York in 1962, Tom Cruise has indeed lived a life marked by early instability, frequent relocations, and personal challenges, but the dramatic framing of his childhood often blends fact with narrative exaggeration. His parents' financial struggles and the frequent moves between schools created a fragmented sense of stability, which later became part of the emotional language he brought into acting. However, the idea of a single linear transformation, from broken child to untouchable icon, simplifies a far more complex career built on incremental progress, timing, and industry opportunity. Hollywood tends to amplify personal backstories into cinematic arcs, and Cruise's image became especially susceptible to that process because of his intense screen presence and physical commitment to roles. Over time, audiences began to interpret his performances not just as acting but as reflections of personal philosophy, blurring the line between persona and individual. This blending of myth and reality is central to understanding how his reputation evolved into something larger than his filmography alone. Early life, instability, and the formation of Cruise's childhood is often described through the lens of adversity, and while he did experience instability, it is important to understand it in context rather than as a purely defining trauma narrative. His family moved frequently due to his father's employment struggles, resulting in attendance at multiple schools during his formative years. This lack of continuity contributed to feelings of displacement, but it also forced adaptation and social flexibility. Dyslexia, which was later diagnosed, created academic challenges that affected his confidence in structured learning environments. However, rather than withdrawing entirely, he gravitated toward physical expression and performance-based activities where he could succeed outside traditional metrics. His mother played a stabilizing role, encouraging participation in extracurricular activities, including drama. These early experiences contributed to his eventual interest in acting, not as escape, but as an alternative system where effort translated more directly into visible results. While popular narratives often emphasize conflict with his father as a central psychological engine, the reality is more nuanced, involving a combination of ambition, adaptation, and a desire for recognition in environments where he felt capable of excelling. Education, disruption, and the shift toward performance. During his teenage years, Cruise's academic struggles continued, particularly due to dyslexia, which made reading and structured classroom learning difficult. Despite these challenges, he explored multiple potential paths, including brief consideration of religious life, reflecting a search for structure and purpose rather than rebellion. His enrollment in a seminary school is often highlighted in biographies, but it was less a rejection of society and more an exploration of identity during adolescence. Eventually, he left that path, realizing his motivations were oriented toward visibility and expression rather than contemplation or service in religious institutions. Around this time, his interest in acting became more serious, and he began participating in school productions where performance provided immediate feedback and reinforcement. Unlike academic environments, theater allowed him to convert effort into recognition in real time. This shift was important because it marked the beginning of a professional direction rooted in performance rather than uncertainty. Acting offered him a structured yet expressive environment where discipline and emotional intensity could coexist, setting the foundation for his eventual transition into professional film work. Arrival in New York and early industry exposure. When Cruise moved to New York City in pursuit of acting opportunities, he entered a highly competitive environment where success depended as much on persistence as talent. He worked through auditions, small roles, and networking within an industry that filtered thousands of aspiring actors into a few visible positions. Early roles in films such as Endless Love and Taps provided initial exposure, but more importantly, they demonstrated his intensity and commitment to craft. Directors noted his ability to remain fully engaged in emotionally demanding scenes, often describing him as unusually focused for his age. This period was not defined by instant success but by gradual recognition within casting circles. He was not yet a star, but he was becoming identifiable as someone with long-term potential. The transition from unknown actor to rising talent is often overlooked in simplified narratives, but it was crucial in shaping his reputation for discipline. Each role functioned as both experience and audition for larger opportunities, reinforcing his trajectory toward mainstream recognition. Breakthrough roles and the construction of a star persona. Cruise's rise to fame accelerated rapidly in the early 1980s, particularly with films that balanced youthful charisma and emotional intensity. His appearance in Risky Business became a cultural moment, not only because of its iconic scenes but because it positioned him as a new kind of leading man, energetic, confident, and slightly rebellious. This was followed by Top Gun, which transformed him into a global symbol of action-oriented masculinity and American optimism. The success of Top Gun elevated him to international stardom and solidified a public image that would follow him for decades. However, this rapid rise also created constraints, as audiences and studios began to associate him with a specific type of heroic role. The success brought opportunity but also expectation, limiting how easily he could shift into more complex or unconventional characters. While commercially advantageous, this typecasting created a tension between artistic ambition and market identity, a dynamic that would shape much of his later career decisions. Artistic expansion and critical recognition. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Cruise actively sought roles that would challenge his established image. Films such as Born on the 4th of July marked a significant departure from his earlier work, requiring deep emotional transformation and physical restraint. His portrayal of Ron Kovic demonstrated a willingness to engage with complex political and psychological themes, earning critical acclaim and award recognition. This performance helped reframe him not just as a commercial star but as a serious dramatic actor capable of sustained artistic commitment. Subsequent films like A Few Good Men and The Firm further reinforced his ability to carry dialogue-heavy, morally complex narratives. During this period, Cruise balanced mainstream appeal with critical ambition, navigating between blockbuster success and artistic credibility. However, even as he expanded his range, the public image of him as a dominant, controlled performer remained intact. This duality, artistic flexibility, combined with a fixed public persona, became a defining feature of his career trajectory. Reinvention through genre and risk-taking. By the mid-1990s, Cruise began experimenting with roles that deliberately challenged expectations. His performance in Interview with the Vampire placed him in a darker, more psychologically complex space, portraying a character defined by immortality, moral ambiguity, and internal conflict. This was followed by the launch of Mission Impossible, a project that would become one of the most influential franchises in modern cinema. As both lead actor and producer, Cruise took creative control in ways that redefined his position in Hollywood. The film's success established him not only as a performer but also as a strategic decision-maker capable of shaping global franchises. This transition marked a shift from actor to architect, where his influence extended beyond performance into production, branding, and long-term franchise planning. The success of Mission Impossible also reinforced his association with physical risk-taking, as he increasingly performed his own stunts, adding a layer of authenticity to his screen presence. Control, production power, and industry influence. As Cruise's career progressed, his role in Hollywood evolved into one of significant creative control. Through his production partnerships, he gained influence over casting, script development, and marketing strategies, positioning himself as both talent and decision-maker. This level of control is rare in the film industry, where actors typically operate within studio-defined boundaries. His involvement in shaping the Mission Impossible franchise allowed him to maintain consistent thematic and stylistic direction across decades. However, this control also intensified public scrutiny, particularly regarding his personal beliefs and associations, including his connection to the Church of Scientology. Media attention increasingly focused on his off-screen life, sometimes overshadowing his professional achievements. Despite this, his films continued to perform strongly, reinforcing his ability to balance controversy with commercial success. The combination of authority, discipline, and longevity made him one of the most influential figures in modern cinema, though not without sustained public debate about his personal and professional choices. Physical risk, performance identity, and public expectation. One of the most distinctive aspects of Cruise's career is his commitment to performing high-risk stunts. From climbing skyscrapers to aerial sequences and precision driving, he has consistently emphasized physical authenticity in his performances. This approach has become a defining feature of the Mission Impossible series, reinforcing his identity as a performer willing to push physical limits. While this has contributed to audience admiration, it has also created an expectation that each new film must exceed the last in terms of spectacle and danger. This escalation reflects both artistic ambition and market demand, creating a feedback loop between performer and audience. However, it also raises questions about sustainability and long-term physical risk. Despite these concerns, Cruise has maintained a consistent approach, viewing practical stunt work as integral to cinematic realism. This philosophy differentiates him from many contemporaries and reinforces his unique position within the industry. Media narratives, public image, and personal privacy. Over time, Cruise's public image has become shaped as much by media interpretation as by his film work. His personal life, relationships, and beliefs have often been subject to extensive public discussion, sometimes overshadowing his professional achievements. Media narratives frequently oscillate between admiration for his discipline and critique of his personal choices. This duality has contributed to a complex public persona that is simultaneously iconic and controversial. Despite this, Cruise has maintained a strong degree of privacy, rarely engaging directly with speculative narratives. His approach to media relations reflects a broader strategy of controlling professional visibility while limiting personal disclosure. This separation between public performance and private life has helped sustain his career longevity, even as public curiosity about his off-screen identity remains persistent. Later career, franchise dominance, and industry stability. In later decades, Cruise's career has been defined by the continued success of long-running franchises, particularly Mission Impossible. Each installment has reinforced his position as a leading figure in action cinema, with increasing emphasis on practical effects and real-world stunt execution. The franchise's global success has made him one of the most financially successful actors in history, while also solidifying his brand identity as a high-performance action star. Despite changes in the film industry, including shifts towards streaming and digital production, Cruise has maintained a focus on theatrical releases and large-scale cinematic experiences. This commitment has positioned him as a defender of traditional cinema models, emphasizing theatrical immersion over home viewing formats. His ability to adapt while maintaining core principles has contributed to his continued relevance across decades of industry change. Cultural impact and interpretive legacy. Cruise's cultural impact extends beyond individual films, influencing perceptions of action cinema, celebrity identity, and performance dedication. He is often cited as a benchmark for physical commitment in acting, setting standards for realism in stunt performance. At the same time, his career has sparked ongoing debates about celebrity control, media framing, and the construction of public personas. Some view him as a model of discipline and professionalism, while others interpret his career through more critical or psychological lenses. This duality reflects the broader complexity of modern celebrity culture, where public figures are simultaneously admired and scrutinized. His legacy is not confined to box office performance but includes his role in shaping expectations for blockbuster filmmaking and actor involvement in production. Conclusion: on control, myth, and enduring stardom. The story of Tom Cruise ultimately exists at the intersection of reality and narrative construction. While rooted in genuine experiences of struggle, ambition, and achievement, it has been continuously reshaped by media interpretation and cultural storytelling. His career demonstrates how a performer can evolve into a brand, a system, and a symbol of cinematic persistence. Through decades of work, he has maintained relevance not by remaining static but by adapting within a carefully controlled framework of identity and performance. Whether viewed as a disciplined artist, a cultural icon, or a subject of media mythology, Tom Cruise remains one of the most influential figures in modern film history, embodying both the possibilities and contradictions of long-term fame in a rapidly changing entertainment landscape.